Hiya folks, Gord Pyzer here. If you fish from a permanent ice shelter or a portable ice hut, one of the popovers or the flip-ups, I'm going to save you hundreds of hours of frustration. Believe me, this is a hard-earned tip that has taken me years and years to perfect. What happens when we're ice fishing in permanent shelters or pop-up huts? Anytime you're fishing 2 or 3 anglers in an enclosed area, you tend to get interference on your sonar machines. Now, I'm fishing 2 ice 55 units here. Liam's got his over in the hole over here, and I've got mine here. And they're both ice 55s. But it doesn't matter the particular units that you're using. The problem usually occurs when you've got 2 similar units at the same frequency. And what happens when you're shooting your sonar beam down, it actually records the amount of time that it takes for your signal to go down and come back up. And then it converts that to depth, and that's what shows up on your sonar signal. So what people tend to do is turn it up so you can see your bait, and you can see my bait here as I'm jigging. And what happens though, all of a sudden, because we've got 2 machines that are both compatible on the same frequency, we pick up each other's signals. The worst thing you can do is to fight each other and keep turning up the gain to try and see your bait even better. What you wind up with is tons of interference on your sonar machine. Now here's the secret, and the secret is actually 3 parts. Part number 1, when both of you, or if there's 3 or 4 people fishing together close by and you're picking up each other's signals and they're interfering. Number 1, when everybody drops their bait down the hole, when you touch your power or your gain, you only want to turn it up just enough so that you can see your bait. And I can see my bait totally easy there. As I'm jigging up and down, I'm watching my bait, I can see fish come in. And Liam on his machine is doing the exact same thing. So turn it up just enough to see your bait, and then don't go any higher. That's tip number 1, but that's only 1/3 of the way there. Number 2, the reason you get interference between compatible units is because you're operating on the same frequency and they're picking up that interference. This will blow your mind when you try it, but put one machine on narrow beam, on normal beam, and then put the other machine on a wide beam. And all of a sudden, you'll see your screen start to clear off amazingly well. When one screen goes narrow beam, the other screen set it to wide beam. Now, that's 2/3 of the problem solved. The third thing to do is on one machine, nearly every ice machine or every piece of sonar that you use while you're ice fishing, you have the ability, it's usually called noise or interference rejection. Go to your interference rejection and put one of them on 50%. The other one put on 100%, so one on 50, one on 100. And then all of a sudden, here we have 2 ice 55 units running side by side. You can see my machine, my sonar here, no interference whatsoever. And believe it or not, when you fine tune them well like this, I can take Liam's machine, put it in my hole. Look at, here comes a walleye on the screen here. There's a walleye right below on my bait. But I can take Liam's machine, put it in my hole as well, run 2 sonar machines down the same hole and get no interference whatsoever. As long as you do those 3 things. Number 1, set the gain to just so you can see your bait. Number 2, wide beam and narrow beam. And number 3, one of the machines at 50% interference rejection and the other at 100%. You do that and you'll save yourself 5 to 10 years of frustration like I went through to finally solve that problem. You give it a whirl next time you get out fishing on Lake Nipissing, Lake Temagami, wherever you ice fish in Northeastern Ontario, on all these great lakes up here, and you will have the time of your life.